Howdy, folks, and welcome again to Planet Zoo. You guys are probably wondering, New Dog, what the hell are we looking at? Well, what we're looking at is going to be a cafe slash exhibit showroom. So kind of like a reptile house and cafe put together all in one. What I've got here is the very, very basic layout of what I want to accomplish. Uh, the walls, these are all going to change. I just threw them there to get an idea of what it is I want to do. They're like my boundaries, right? Um, so, first things first, how did we get to this point? Well, I created a new zoo, and I called it my building zoo. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a zoo to build prefabs, essentially. That way, my thought process is the more buildings that I make in the building zoo and I save to my workshop, or I just save to my builds, my blueprints, the easier it is going to be when I actually create the zoo itself. Because all I got to do is I got to go to my blueprints. Do I even have anything in my blueprints? My blueprints? I've got a lion habitat is what I have on here so far. Um, and that's it. But I could save this to my blueprints, and then when I go to build my zoo, get an area kind of like what you see here, plop this guy down, and it's done. I don't have to try to fiddle with any landscaping. I don't have to fiddle with trees, bushes. I don't have to worry about animals or anything like that. I just throw this sucker down and move on to the next area. And so that was what I did. How I did it was I just picked a map that I like. This map I think is great for pictures for the workshop. Everywhere I go on this map, when I go to take my workshop or take my pictures, I've got this beautiful mountain backdrop. And I think that's perfect, especially for this build, since it's going to be kind of a modern stone and log cabin. At least that's my plan for it. But as you can see as we pan around, I've got a 360-degree beautiful backdrop. So that's why I picked this particular map. From there, I went through, deleted all the trees. I don't need it on my map. I don't need any of that crap on my map. And the less stuff that that the game has to render, the easier building your buildings is going to be. It's going to drop any kind of lag that you might get down to basically nothing. um, Even recording, I've got no lag whatsoever. So yeah, that's why I did that. Once I got rid of all those trees, what I did was I picked out a swath of land here, and what I did was I went down to terrain, I went to flatten the foundation, I maxed both of these out, so I have this huge circle, and I picked the foundation for the entry point, the game's entry point. I deleted all of that except for the avatar generators, which you can't get rid of. I wish we could, but you can't. Um, so I deleted everything there, but I used this area right here as my sample swath, and that's what I flattened the foundation to. And I flattened it all around here. I just flattened a huge big portion of it. Then I went to the paint tool, grabbed my short grass, same thing, and I just painted the short grass so I know kind of where everything was flattened out. So I know my building shouldn't be any bigger than that. I'm sure some people will do some massive buildings. I've seen them actually. This one already is pretty dang big, uh, and it's going to get bigger as we go. But this is basically the foundation of it all. Next, what I did was I grabbed a piece of flat roof and I plopped it down right here. Once I had that, I was able to use that as a grid piece. And I just built my path off of that grid piece. So I built all this guest pathing for basically this whole section. I just did guest pathing. Then what I did was, since I was already in a grid, I just deleted the guest pathing where I was going to put the exhibits, where I was going to put the food and drink vendors, and where I was going to put my staff facilities. From there, what I did was I had to delete this area under here to raise up this path for these guys. Because originally these three exhibits were on the ground. And I said, that's kind of boring. We need multi-tier stuff. I hate flat zoos. I hate flat parks and Planet Coaster. They're just boring. I need elevation. I want elevation. I don't want a city park where it's all just on level ground. I want elevation throughout the entire park. So I raised these three up using the grid system. I just highlighted all three of them, pressed shift, brought it up, good to go. Then using the grid from here, I did the same thing, but I had to delete out this area over here. Otherwise, it just kept wanting to connect to this path and it wouldn't let me raise the path up. So I deleted a huge swath, actually. Huge swath. And I laid down a square piece of path, brought it up to level, built this viewing platform for the exhibit all the way around, deleting the path underneath as I needed to because for whatever reason the game did not want me to build over existing pathways. Originally this was all, well, not originally, but after I deleted everything, all this was grass. For some reason I was able to get this path over this path. I don't know why. I don't know why it would let me build over here, but it won't let me build under here. Originally I was going to have all of this where the guests can just walk underneath it, but the games told me to go kick rocks. So it is what it is. Next, I tried to figure out a way on how to get the guests up here. Originally I had stairs coming down, but it looked stupid. It looked really stupid. I did it on both sides, and I hated it. So I was like, you know what? It's a circle anyways, so the guests can come over here. They can do the full lap up here and just come right back down the stairs. So I created the stairs coming down, so as you come in, you can either go up, you can go left, or you can go right. So yeah, there's that. From there, I built this off of the same grid as everything else. And this is kind of like it's a placeholder, because my idea is as you're looking at the building, this is going to be kind of like glass. We're going to have I don't know what you'd call it, a vestibule, an atrium, whatever, but I wanted lots of glass up in here to provide lighting, natural lighting, down onto this viewing platform, and for aesthetics on the outside. This is going to be multi-tiered, especially on the outside. Most of it's going to be facade. I'm not going to lie, a lot of it is going to be a facade. The other idea I had, actually I'm not even going to discuss that because we're not doing it, so there's no point in doing it, or no point in discussing it. So, once I did that, I built these stairs coming up because I wanted a balcony. And I wanted that balcony to be kind of like part of the food court. So I'm going to have, some picnic benches, probably two out here because let's face it, guests don't sit at the picnic benches very long. So I was going to do like 2 picnic benches out here, 2 of them in here. That way the guests can come outside and eat, or they can be indoors and eat. And my plan ultimately is to have this whole building like up on stilts and have a habitat underneath it, which works out really well because this I'm going to clear all out in my actual zoo, and I'm going to have it looking down into another reptile habitat, whether it's gharials, um, what is it, saltwater crocodiles, turtles, I don't know. Um, I haven't gotten that far yet, obviously. For now, underneath here, I'm just going to make it a nice, beautiful water feature. For the purposes of the workshop, I'm going to just make it a nice water feature. But that was kind of the plan, is have a waterfall come down here and have a river that flows underneath here, wraps around, and have this kind of be the water area for whatever habitat's going to be underneath this whole building. But um, that might change. I've had other ideas where the guests would just come in, come out, and then exit down here instead of going back out that way. This just gives them an alternative exit. And I think that's probably the route I'm going to take, all things considered. Um, with my plan for the habitat, I may just have the stairs come out this way as well and still have that river, but it'll be behind the guests, and yeah, we'll cross that path when we get there. But what I wanted to do was get every single exhibit animal all in one building, and that's what I did. There's 23 exhibit animals as of right now. I know that the Planet Zoo guys are coming out with a, what is it, tropical DLC. So we're going to get more building pieces. We're probably going to get an animal or two, and those animals might be exhibit animals. If that's the case, I'm going to have to figure out something else. I may put the exhibits out over here on this side. I don't know at this point. I really don't know. But I want to keep it to where I can modify it easily should I need to. That's why these walls are just these stupid stone walls. I just go through and easily modify all of those. What's next? Boop-a-doo. Originally, I was going to have stairs come up, kind of up here, along the same level as this wall here for the or the staff facilities. But when I did that, what I did, I originally had it like that. I pressed H, and I looked at the negative impact on guests. Now, the smaller buildings, they had no impact on the guests down here. None. But the bigger ones did. And I was like, okay, well, I have to move these buildings around. How can I do that without screwing up the outside look of the building too much? I also wanted to make sure that my quarantine, my keeper's hut, and what am I missing? I'm missing something, guys. What do I got? I got staff, quarantine, surgery, keeper hut, trade center. That's it. I wanted to make sure that my trade center and my quarantine were close because all the animals go into quarantine before they come out to the exhibits, just to make sure that they're healthy. So I wanted that close. And the original plan, I mean, the staff would have to come up the stairs, go into the keeper hut upstairs, prepare the food, come all the way back down, and then come in this door. Not really efficient when they can come here, come straight out, go into that door, go straight back, take care of this one that's back here. or walk around to go over into this area as well. So this just seemed like it was a better idea to put it on ground level. What I'm talking about here is the staff can come through here and just boogie over here. Next. Sorry. The path is kind of janky, and as you can see, it's 2 squares out, or it's 8 meters away, or I guess technically it's 4 meters away from the building. The reason being is if I built the path straight along here for the staff, it would connect over into the guest pathway. What that would mean is we'd have staff walking through the walls. And I didn't want the staff walking through the walls. So I moved it out 4 meters wherever it met the guest pathway, just to keep that from happening. But as you can see, every exhibit with the exception of this one, and is that it? Oh, and these 3 all connect up with the staff pathway. For this one, and these 3, the keepers will actually have to come through here, come up the stairs, and take care of that, or just take care of these guys. Is it ideal? No, but I think it's definitely doable. So that's kind of the plan. I also did this out to where I'm going to have these 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 are all going to be snakes. There's 6 snake species in the game, so these 6 are all going to be snakes. These 3 are going to be the lizard species. I'm going to have snails in the middle, and I forgot what was going to go on either end here. My bad. I'll have to look. Actually, let me look at my notes here. Oh, beetles. I was going to have the 2 different beetles on either side of that. Over here, these 2, I was going to have the centipedes and cockroaches. And then I was going to have the 2 scorpions over there. And then this 7, this actually worked out really, really good. I'm going to have spider, frog, spider, frog, spider, frog, spider. And that covers all the exhibit species so far in the game. Like I said, when this new DLC comes out, I may have to make some changes to all this. I hope I don't, but if I do, so be it. Hopefully it's not more than, say, 2 species, because then I can put one out here, and I can put one out here. Or like I said, I can just line them on either wall, depending on if it's a creepy crawly or if it's a slithering type creature. That's kind of how I split it up. Another idea that I had that I'm still working with, and maybe you guys can provide some feedback, is on this half, I was thinking of making it kind of like a cave, do it all cave themed. And then on this half, I was thinking of doing it kind of like a jungle theme. I don't know. Should I split it up like that, or should I make it all like this modern theme? I'm not too sure yet. My idea for the outside is to have like 2 meters of stone and then go straight modern wood from there. Um, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out. But that's where I'm at right now. And what I was thinking about doing was ending the video, actually. And we can come back and start changing out the walls, because I don't want these videos to be super long. And obviously this is going to be a multi-part video. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to end the video, and in the next one we're going to start swapping out these walls to make it conform more to what we want, and we may even build the awning that I have planned. for right here. And also, guys, while I've got you, I'd love to hear your ideas for a name for this building. I've got a couple rolling around in my head, but I'm not 100% sold on any of them. So if you've got any ideas, I would love to hear them, and I will for sure, if I pick your name, um, I'll give you credit for it. What I also might do, and depending on the names that I get, which ones I like, I may do a poll later on and let you guys decide from, say, the top 3 names that I liked, and that's what we'll name it. And then, of course, whoever came up with the original idea, maybe I'll name the building after them. Who knows? Or maybe I'll give them a little shout out in the park itself. Maybe name an area after them. I don't want to name an animal after them because that seems kind of cheesy. It seems kind of cheap. But maybe name a different building after them, or an area of the park after them. But for sure, you'll get credit in the workshop for naming it, and you'll always get credit on the videos from here on out on naming it as well. So, anyways, guys, that's enough of me rambling for now. Until next time, as always, be safe, be cool, and have fun. Thanks for watching.